Hi guys, my name is Spencer and welcome to Sphinx Reads, and today I will be reviewing Firefight by Sanderson. Jumping right into what this book is about, this book is the second book in the Reckoner's trilogy, followed by Steelheart. If you haven't read that yet, go check out my review in the link in the description. I can't talk. I also have it linked there. I don't know which one. This book picks up right after the events of Steelheart. Steelheart has already been defeated, he's been killed, and now David and the Reckoner pretty much brought peace to the city New Chicago. But then they notice that they're being regularly attacked by a bunch of epics from a different city called Babelar, or Babylon Restored. One of which is Mitosis, which has its own dedicated short story. I have sort of a mini review of that at the end. But what happens is they notice that they're being constantly attacked by epics, and Prof, the leader of the Reckoners, thinks that it has something to do with one of the people he knew from his past called Regalia, who is also an epic. So they go off to Babelar to find out what's going on and pretty much figure out what Regalia wants. Aside from the fact that two of my favorite main characters, Cody and Abraham, are left behind at the beginning of the story, which kind of bummed me out, this book was sort of a disappointment to me because it just felt really slow. There were some scenes that I felt had more page time that was necessary. I did like the new characters that we meet, and I do feel more attached to those new characters than I ever was attached to the previous characters from the first book. But plot-wise, this was just kind of I want to say convoluted, but not very convoluted, but convoluted enough to make me confused. By the middle of the book, we had so many questions that were left unanswered, and I just kind of had a hard time keeping track of all of them and thinking what answers I desperately needed by the end of this book. And then towards the end, there were a series of info dumps that I didn't really care for. There's also sort of a plot point that just really made things more complicated. I'll show it in the screen in text, so if you don't want to be spoiled, close your eyes until I tell you to open your eyes. But this is what is included in the story. You can open your eyes now. Now this is a plot point that is kind of popular in more recent superhero movies, and I do feel like this sort of plot device needs a lot of build-up to be effective and to be executed well. And so to just cram it into one book and just deal with that part of the story so much towards the end just didn't feel right to me. Where the first book felt like kind of an action-packed superhero movie, this book felt more like a mystery drama. The main goal that our characters have for this book is to pretty much just find out Regalia's intentions, which they don't really find out until the very end of the book. And before that, there's not really a lot of fight scenes or action scenes that go on. Like I said, we have more attachment to the characters in this book. There's definitely more emotional impact in this book. Still not a lot. Overall, I still like this story. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. I definitely did not like this book as much as I did the first one, just because of the info dumps that happened at the end that just really confused the heck out of me. Now, taking a step back to the short story, Mitosis, which is a short story in between Steelheart and Firefight. Mitosis is pretty much the story of an epic named Mitosis who attacks New Chicago, and the Reckoners try to kill him. This story was weird. It was really weird. It felt almost like an episode in Pokemon, and so it felt sort of out of place in this setting. I don't think you'll be missing a lot if you don't read this short story, so you'll be totally fine. It is referenced briefly in Firefight and also in the next book, Calamity. So yeah, do what you will with Mitosis. I honestly didn't care for it. And that's my review for Firefight. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please forget to subscribe so you can do it later, and have a great day.